Hello, I am Dr. Linda Parker. When you wake up in the quiet darkness of the night, feeling that familiar urge pulling you out of the warmth of your bed, it can feel like life is slipping out of your control. And maybe you don't talk about it. Maybe you hide the exhaustion behind a tired smile, pretending everything is fine. But deep inside, you know the truth. Your nights are broken, your mornings are heavy, and a piece of your peace has been quietly taken from you. I want you to hear this now, not as a lecture, not as a warning, but as a message of hope. Your body is not giving up on you, it's asking you to listen. So tonight, I want to guide you toward 3 simple vegetables that have helped thousands reclaim their nights, restore their energy, and reconnect with the strength they thought they had lost. Because healing isn't always loud, it begins in the small choices, the gentle shifts, the quiet decisions you make for yourself. And if you feel tired, if you feel overwhelmed, if you're wondering whether your best days are behind you, let me remind you, your story isn't finished. Your body is waiting for you to give it what it needs so it can give back the peace you deserve. These THBR vegetables 1T just support your bladder. They'll help restore the rhythm of your nights and the confidence of your days. Your nighttime habits can heal your bladder or silently harm it. And most people never realize how much control they truly have. We often assume that frequent nighttime urination is just a part of aging, a burden we must carry, or an unavoidable sign that our body is slowing down. But the truth is far more empowering. Your bladder responds to your daily patterns, your evening choices, your stress levels, and even the way you prepare your body for sleep. Healing doesn't always come from dramatic changes or complicated routines. It often starts with small, intentional actions that slowly reset the way your body functions. Every night your bladder tries to communicate with you, and the choices you make either soothe it or strain it. For many people, the cycle of waking up multiple times during the night begins with small habits that seem harmless. Maybe it's that cup of tea or juice you sip before bed, thinking it helps you relax. Maybe it's the salty snacks you enjoy in the evening because you've had a long day and feel you deserve something comforting. Maybe it's scrolling on your phone late into the night, keeping your nervous system alert when it should be winding down. These little decisions accumulate, building pressure inside the bladder, stimulating nerves that should be resting, and forcing you to wake up again and again. But here is where hope enters the picture. Just as these habits can disrupt your nights, they can also restore them. Your bladder thrives on predictability, calmness, and balance. When you give it a gentle routine, it responds with strength. When you remove the triggers that irritate it, it quiets down. When you create an environment of rest, your entire urinary system follows that rhythm. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is simply paying attention to what you consume after sunset. Your bladder is highly reactive to certain fluids, especially caffeinated drinks, citrus juices, alcohol, and even healthy BBR beverages like herbal teas that increase urine production. Reducing or eliminating them in the evening is not a punishment, it is an act of self-respect. It is choosing comfort over craving, peace over momentary pleasure. And the very first night you avoid these bladder-triggering drinks, you will feel a difference. Another small habit that creates massive results is reducing hidden sodium in your evening meals. Salt pulls water into the bladder, increasing volume and pressure. Many people experience dramatic improvements simply by choosing lighter, less salty dinners. Soups, packaged snacks, fast foods, and processed meats hold more sodium than you realize. By replacing them with simple vegetables, whole foods, and gentle seasonings, you allow your bladder to calm instead of being pushed into overactivity. Sleep hygiene plays an equally powerful role. When the mind is tense, the nerves of THBRE bladder become more sensitive. Stress signals tell the body to stay alert, and this state makes the bladder more reactive, giving you the urge to urinate even when the bladder isn't full. A short wind-down routine, slow breathing, gentle stretching, dim lighting signals to your bladder and your bladder in that the night has begun. This creates a calming cascade throughout the entire urinary system. Within days, many people report fewer nighttime awakenings simply because their nerves are less triggered. Hydration timing is another small but transformative habit. You don't have to drink less water, just drink earlier. When you hydrate steadily during the day and taper off in the evening, your bladder gets the chance to process fluids long before bedtime. This simple shift is one of the most effective changes for reducing nighttime urination, and yet most people overlook it. Even your posture MBR adders. Sitting for long hours compresses the bladder and pelvic muscles, weakening them over time. Standing up every hour, stretching your spine, or taking a short walk helps recalibrate pressure, strengthen pelvic tissues, and support normal bladder function. None of these habits require expensive supplements, special diets, or complex routines. They are gentle adjustments, small movements in your daily rhythm that collectively create powerful, long-term transformation. And the beauty of these changes is that your bladder responds quickly. The body always moves toward healing when given the CHBR ants. When you improve your evening choices, your nights slowly become restful again. You begin to trust your body. You wake up with more energy, more clarity, and more confidence. You start to feel that your life is not slipping away from you. You're taking it back, piece by piece. Consist. NC is THBRE key. One good night can inspire you, but several nights in a row can reshape your health. Your bladder is not your enemy. It is a messenger. It tells you when something is overwhelming it. And when you listen, when you treat it with care, calm, and intention, it rewards you with freedom. Small Chang Bar ES build powerful results. And tonight, you get to decide which direction your habits will take you. Toward exhaustion or toward restoration, toward frustration or toward balance. Toward broken nights or peaceful sleep. Your healing begins with the smallest step you choose today. Celery, pumpkin, and BRD cucumber may seem like ordinary vegetables, but when you understand how powerfully they support bladder calmness, reduce inflammation, and naturally cut nighttime urination, they become some of the most valuable foods you can bring into your daily routine. The truth is, your bladder is deeply CT'd by the foods you eat. Some irritate it, some inflame it, and some overstimulate the nerves that control urination. But these three vegetables work gently, steadily, and almost silently to restore balance inside your body. They are like nature's quiet healers, simple, accessible, and incredibly EBR effective when used consistently. Celery is one of the most underrated bladder-supporting foods on the planet. With its high water content and natural electrolytes, celery helps flush out toxins that irritate the bladder lining. Many people don't realize that bladder discomfort, especially the kind THBR at wakes you up at night, often comes from low-grade irritation or inflammation. Celery contains compounds like apigenin and luteolin, which help soothe that irritation and calm the bladder's overactive signals. When your bladder is inflamed, it sends false alarms to your brain, pushing you to urinate, even when there isn't enough fluid to justify the urge. Celery helps quiet these alarms. It reduces swelling, improves urine flow, and relaxes the muscles that tighten under stress. Over time, people who add celery to their meals, whether as a snack, in soups, or blended in juices, notice more peaceful nights, fewer awakenings, and a more predictable bladder rhythm. Celery is gentle but powerful, and it works best when eaten in the evening or blended into a soothing drink at dinner. Then there is pumpkin, a true gift for bladder health. Pumpkin is rich in antioxidants and natural compounds THBR that nourish the pelvic muscles and strengthen the tissues around the bladder. One of the biggest hidden reasons for nighttime urination is weak pelvic floor control. When these muscles lose tone, the bladder struggles to hold urine comfortably, especially at night. Pumpkin seeds and pumpkin flesh (BOPR-H) help restore strength. Pumpkin seeds contain plant-based omega fatty acids and minerals like zinc, which support the urinary tract and reduce swelling. The bright orange flesh of pumpkin is packed with beta-carotene, which helps reduce inflammation in the bladder and prostate regi. Dons. This makes PBR pumpkin especially beneficial for older adults or anyone experiencing nighttime urgency due to pressure on the bladder. Pumpkin also helps balance fluid levels in the body. Instead of pushing excess water into the bladder, it helps regulate absorption, which means you don't fill up as quickly during the night. Eating pumpkin regularly roasted, in soup, or blended into smoothies creates a slow, steady shift inside your urinary system. It strengthens you from the inside out, giving your bladder the stability it needs to stay calm as you sleep. And then there's cucumber, nature's cooling hydrator. Cucumber is more than just water. It contains silica, potassium, and anti-inflammatory compounds that soothe the entire urinary tract. If your bladder feels irritated, tender, or overly sensitive at night, cucumber delivers instant relief. It helps balance the pH of urine, making it less acidic and less likely to irritate the bladder lining. Cucumber also acts like a gentle detoxifier. It helps flush out bacteria and waste products that can accumulate throughout the day, which reduces nighttime urgency and prevents irritation from building up. Eating cucumber in the evening can help your bladder stay calm because it reduces the heat and inflammation that often trigger nighttime urination. Its electrolytes help hydrate the body evenly so you don't experience sudden fluid buildup at bedtime. For many people who struggle with frequent urination, the biggest issue isn't how much they drink, it's how unevenly the body manages fluids. Cucumber helps smooth that out. Together, celery, pumpkin, and cucumber create a powerful trio that supports bladder health from every angle. Celery reduces inflammation and calms irritation. Pumpkin strengthens pelvic tissues and improves bladder control. Cucumber cools, hydrates, and calms the urinary tract. These vegetables are safe, gentle, and easy to include in your meals without disrupting your routine. You can add celery to salads, blend it with cucumber for a calming evening juice, or roast pumpkin as a nourishing, grounding dinner. You don't have to change your entire diet, just build consistency. Your bladder doesn't need complicated solutions, it needs steady support. Over time, these 3 vegetables help your body break the cycle of irritation, urgency, and nighttime waking. They reduce the overactive nerve signals that pull you out of sleep. They ease tension in the bladder wall. They restore comfort, reduce inflammation, and help your body remember how to rest peacefully through the night. Healing your bladder isn't about doing everything at once, it's about choosing foods that work with your body instead of against it. These 3 vegetables have helped so many people regain control of their nights, and they can do the same for you. When you give your bladder the nourishment it needs, it rewards you with calm nights, uninterrupted sleep, and mornings filled with energy instead of exhaustion. Your healing begins with simple choices, and celery, pumpkin, and cucumber are some of the simplest, yet most powerful choices you can make. Better nights rebuild better days, and when your sleep finally returns, something beautiful begins to shift inside your life. You may not realize it at first. It doesn't arrive with celebration or dramatic transformation. It comes gently, the way dawn comes before sunrise, soft and steady, reminding you that your body still knows how to heal. When you begin sleeping through the night again, the exhaustion that has been weighing on your shoulders starts to loosen. The fog in our mind begins to clear. The heaviness in your chest starts to lift. And suddenly, you remember what it feels like to wake up without fighting your own body. Sleep is not just rest, it is restoration. It is the medicine your body creates for itself. Every night, healing chemicals are released, us repair, inflammation eases, and your entire system resets. But when your bladder keeps pulling you awake, you never reach that deep stage where true restoration happens. Your body becomes trapped in a cycle of fatigue, mood instability, irritability, and diminished hope. You start to feel older than you are, slower than you should be, and more frustrated than anyone around you may understand. But when your sleep comes back even gradually, your entire life begins to shift back into alignment. Your energy returns first. Not all at once, but in small ways. You find yourself moving a little easier in the morning, thinking more clearly, walking with a little more confidence. The morning stiffness fades. The headaches become less frequent. The sense that you were dragging your body through the day begins to disappear. With every night of uninterrupted rest, your energy builds like a slow, burning fire, warming parts of you that have been cold for too long. Then your mood begins to transform. Sleep is deeply connected to emotional stability. When you waking up multiple times per night, your brain never gets to complete its emotional processing cycles. That means irritations feel heavy, stress hits harder, and small problems look like mountains. But once your nights become peaceful again, your emotional world starts healing. You find yourself laughing more easily, you breathe more deeply, you handle frustration with more grace. The anxiety that once crept into your mind late at night loses its grip. Your patience expands, your confidence strengthens, you begin to feel more like yourself, not the tired version you've been enduring, but the version that feels alive, grounded, and capable. And once your energy and mood return, hope naturally follows. Hope is one of the first TBR chronic sleep disruption steals from people. When your nights are broken and your days are drained, it becomes hard to believe that improvement is possible. You begin to assume that this is your new reality, that suffering has become your routine. But the moment you experience one good night, EBR 1, something awakens inside you. It's the quiet realization that change is possible, that your body can still recover, that your health can still improve, that you are not stuck. Hope is built from evidence, and every peaceful night becomes a piece of proof that your situation can get better. Little by little, this hope spreads into other areas of your life. You start making better choices during the day because you feel worthy of health again. You take deeper care of yourself. You treat your body with more kindness, and your body responds. Better sleep improves your hormones, your digestion, your memory, your immunity, and even your heart health. It influences how you show up in your relationships, how you respond to stress, and how you chase your goals. When nighttime urination stops ruling your nights, your days become your own again. You can think, focus, plan, and dream, without being weighed down by constant fatigue. You start living instead of merely surviving. Sleep is not just about closing your eyes, it is about opening your life. When your nights are peaceful, your days become purposeful. When your body rests, your spirit rises. You reconnect with the confidence you thought you lost. You rediscover the energy you thought age had stolen. You feel joy again, not because life changed, but because you changed from the inside out. And it all starts with reclaiming your nights. Protecting your sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Healing your nighttime routine, IBR, not selfish, it is foundational. Your future depends on the choices you make in the quiet hours, what you eat, how you wind down, the habits you adopt, and the care you give your bladder and body. Because better nights truly rebuild better days. And when your sleep finally returns, so will your STRBR, your clarity, your power, and your hope. Your best days aren't behind you. They are waiting on the other side of a good night's rest. When you finally begin to sleep through the night again, something inside you awakens a part of you that had been dimmed by exhaustion, frustration, and the quiver at fear that things would never improve. But now, you stand on the edge of a new beginning. You are not powerless. You are not broken. Your body has been waiting patiently for the moment you decide to give it what it needs to heal. And every small shift you make, every calming habit, every nourishable vegetable, every intentional choice pushes you closer to the peaceful nights and energized days you deserve. Remember this, your healing doesn't happen all at once. It happens gently, quietly, night after night, as your body regains its rhythm and your hope grows stronger. Let these changes be your promise to yourself. Let this be the moment you choose rest over struggle, strength over fatigue, and peace over disruption. You deserve mornings that greet you with clarity, not exhaustion. You deserve days filled with energy, not survival. And you deserve nights that restore you, not rob you. TBR His is your turning point. Your body is ready, your future is waiting, and your best chapter begins when your sleep returns.